Welcome back. Now, the race for a flag bearer for opposition National Democratic Congress is heating up. More names are emerging. Well, I've been speaking to one of them. He happens to be about the youngest with a relatively unknown political profile. I've been asking him why he thinks that people should take him seriously. Indeed, Ghanaians and the NDC should take him seriously. Here is what he says.
You talk about education, you talk about employment, and you talk about the general well-being of the economy. That is what the youth is looking for, because they have a longer lifespan to live, on this earth. And if we are going to pursue policies, the policies must make it said that they can buy into it, they feel comfortable, that they are interested in taking care of. I have the vision of investing heavily in our universities so that the transition from school to employment will be very easy, and also boost the industries we have, the financial services we have and all other sectors, so that they can take up, the people who leave school, searching for employment. It's very important that we let the businesses thrive. For now, the public sector is the biggest employer, which is very wrong. The businesses must be allowed to thrive, must be given the resources, to thrive. And what I'm going to do is to give them subsidies, to be able to invest in machines, invest in new technology, and also hire the best people.
This is the message you'll be selling to the youth. How different is this from what other politicians, even those in the NPP, I mean, the party that's governing now has promised people, and they've still not, people aren't necessarily feeling like the promises have been fulfilled. So
yes, but
how different is yours?
We are going to perform our work. What we say is what we will do. And I think that instead of investing $586 million into NAPCO, if we are able to even give half of that money to our investors, then we will be giving true meaning to creating, employable students and people to be taken up by the private sector.
You also spoke about good governance.
Yes.
That these names that are out there, out of all of from all of those names, you're better placed when it comes to good governance. What do you mean? What do you mean when you say good governance? What is good governance to you?
Good governance is enforcement of our laws and ensuring compliance with the laws. I like speaking about waste. There's so much waste in the public sector, and I think that if we are able to work, introduce new systems, modern systems of management that will cut down the waste and ensure accountability and responsibility in public governance, then we would have ensured good governance and also improving the management of our public services, giving more money to the judiciary, for example, to be able to offer quality justice to the people, improving upon the workings of parliament. Is also one thing we need to look at.
Let me come back to the NDC. I've heard somewhere that in order for anybody to rise through the ranks of the party, you need political godfathers. Who are your political godfathers?
I have many friends, and what I would say is there are people I know and who I am good friends with. I will not want to mention names.
Why not?
Because it will not be prudent enough. For me, as somebody who wants to lead, I think that it is important that we represent ourselves as somebody who is able to work with everybody, no matter the perception or the leaning of the person in
Are they the ones pushing you to run?
No.
No?
No.
At what point did you decide that you want to be the flag bearer of the party?
I decided this year.
This year?
Yes.
At what point this year? And what was it that triggered it?
Well, you know, we've all been expecting that the nominations for all the positions will be advertised. You know, so everybody was gunning for the position he or she feels. You know, some were thinking about National Youth Organizer, you know, some were thinking about General Secretary. And I think that I should, you know, present myself to be elected as the flag bearer.
Some people have said that, and I'm coming back to the John Mahama theory. Some people have said that well, the party went to the 2016 elections with him on his record and they failed. If you had him sitting by you right now, what would you tell him in a bit to convince him to step down, or in a bit to let him understand why his running as flag bearer will hurt the party's political fortunes further?
I think I don't have the, what should I say, the right to tell him to step down. No, it's his right. If he wants to do it, we'll go through the process, and whoever wins will lead the party. I don't think we should be forcing anybody to step down.
No, we're not forcing. We're just convincing him that, look, for the in the interest of the party, because we're all working towards the interest of the party. So for the interest of the party, we think that, or you think that you're the better candidate, because, like you say, you're coming with a clean slate. So let me go. I
would like to present it as an argument to the grassroots instead of having a one-on-one conversation.
Okay. Speaking of the grassroots,
yes.
How well do you know the grassroots? How well in touch are you with them?
We are in touch, and it's a process. So, as I said, we are going to visit the branches, and we are going to present our vision to them.
So you're now about to go to the branches.
Sure.
Someone like Joshua Alabi, for example, has been talking about how he's already in touch with the people on the grassroots. He's perhaps beating you to it, isn't he?
No, we all have different approaches, and I'm not, what should I say, deterred at all. What is required for the future of the party is not just the track record. Because if we talk about track record, some people's track record did not take them anywhere. Therefore, it is important that we look at the needs of the party going forward. And I'm saying that with my personality, what I know, what I'm bringing on board, the vision and the needs of the party, I am best suited to take the party well into the future. We are ready to build a solid team, work with everybody to make the party stronger. That is what is most important.
How are you going to contest against somebody like John Mahama? Should he come out clearly and say so? What would you tell people, or how will you convince people to choose you over John Mahama?
All I would say is that we've had a past. The past has not been so good, and therefore we need to have a clearer vision, a new vision that will energize our base and also appeal to those independent voters who want to see Ghana move forward beyond what we've already been accustomed to.
Okay. How well do you think you're known in the NDC?
I'm known, but there is more work to be done. We need to meet with the branches, the grassroots. All the candidates need to do that because it is a new contest. And whatever anybody has done in the past will not count much because they are waiting to receive a fresh, proposal, for the success of the party in 2020. And what needs to be done is just not about the track record. There are many other issues that we need to look at. Who is best placed to represent the NDC on issues of good governance? Who is best placed to represent the NDC on the issue of corruption? If you look at all these, then you begin to shift from the requirement of track record.
Are you saying that all the people that we've mentioned, or all the names that we've had, these people, that they don't have good records when it comes to corruption. They don't have good records when it comes to good governance. They don't?
I am speaking to my strong points.
Okay.
And I am saying that knowing what I've done and my association with people in the party and outside the party, I am able to stand and say that when it comes to good governance, when it comes to anti-corruption, when it comes to bringing the youth closer to the party, for them to believe that this is a party that will stand and fight for them, I am the best bet for the ticket.
I've read somewhere an article, I think someone spoke to you about why you think you are good for this position, and you mentioned how the former President John Mahama failed because of incompetence, etc. What's your own facts about how or why the NDC lost the election in 2016?
I think it happened, first of all, because of being in power for such a long time. You know, fatigue also sets in because we always have, you know, an 8-year electoral cycle. You know, apart from that, the economy was also not helpful. So therefore, you've worked, but you are not able to let people appreciate the bread and butter issues, you know. And I think that it's a general issue that every party has faced since 1992. You know, 2000 the NDC faced the same issue. We could talk about so much, what should I say, public services and infrastructure, you know, extending electricity to the villages and all that, but still the people were looking for something more, you know. So when you've been in power for a long time and these economic indices begin to work against you, then you have a tall order, you know, in getting closer to the people, for the people to appreciate the work you've done. But
you also believe that there was incompetence on the part of former President John Mahama?
I think that the word incompetence is something I would not want to use, you know, because somebody who has been incompetent would not have, you know, had some, what should I say, achievements to point to. But, you know, we all agree that he has some pluses and some minuses. I don't use the word incompetence.
Okay, I think I read incompetence. Maybe the journalist who spoke to you decided to write it that way. But why don't you think it's a good idea? A lot of people have said that there was a candidate that you marketed. The NDC marketed John Mahama for 2016. He had been president for some time. So why would you not agree with those who think that let's all rally behind this John Mahama and let him go and see if he can unseat Nana Akufo-Addo?
Well, I think that the NDC needs a new direction, a fresh, you know, impetus, you know, and a fresh leadership to take it into the future. There were issues we identified, you know, before the elections, and which at that point many did not agree, but manifested, you know, in the elections. So I think that those who managed the party and for example led us into the 2016 election should allow other people, you know, equally what should I say, talented managers to take over and express themselves. Okay,
you've heard about the so-called lists of people who have signed or appended their signature to some sort of endorsement of John Mahama in Parliament. How does that make you feel?
You know, I've said before that I hardly think about John Mahama. Hardly, because I have my own vision, I'm competent, and I believe in the vision I have, and I know that I have attributes he does not have. So
For example,
I am energetic, I'm youthful, and as I said, I come with a clean slate, and I'm able to speak better to the issues of good governance, you know, and fighting for the interests of the youth. He has spoken about fighting for the youth before, and these are the same people who voted against him in 2016. So I am saying that we offer a better alternative for the grassroots and for the youth of this country.
I was actually asking about how you feel about those members of parliament,
Yes.
NDC members of parliament,
Yes.
who have purportedly endorsed him.
Well, various issues came up, and I don't think that is a solid representation of how people feel.
Okay. Let me ask about, should somebody like Professor Kwesi Botwe decide to run, will you still contest him, or will you rather support him?
I'm going to contest everybody who comes up.
Let me take your very final words. Why you think Ghanaians, people in the NDC, should take you seriously at all?
Yes. They should take me seriously because I've come to give them the good governance and bring into being the dream of having a comfortable, society and a comfortable country to live in. We are going to bring more jobs. We are going to grow agriculture. We are going to, what should I say, make our education better. We are going to take care of the interests of the people. For once, the people will feel that the government exists for them and that it day in, day out, thinks about their well-being. So we need to apply our resources wisely so that the people can, have the assurance that their government is not shortchanging them. Instead of buying a $100,000 vehicle, for somebody to use in Accra, we will put up a small clinic in a village. That is what I want to do.
Does that not sound to you like political cliche?
It's not. If the money is there, $100,000, and I can...
Not just about the money, about what you said initially. We want to make people's lives better. We want to improve their education.
Yes.
We want to, does it not sound politically cliche to you?
It does not.
It doesn't.
It doesn't,
to you.
because the people need to be told what is good for them.
But the people have heard this over and over again, and their lives are still as they are.
The difference is who is saying it, and I'm saying that I have the integrity and I have the will to keep my word. You can't take my word for it.
What is the proof of this integrity that you say? Why should? Because we don't know you, so why should we? What's the proof?
Did you ask Nana Akufo-Addo what his proof is with all the promises he gave? I'm sure you did not. So what I'm saying is that when we present our vision and our policies and our proposals, what will win the day is the plausibility of it, whether what we are saying is technically sound. That is what will make people believe in the dream. If you present something that does not meet the needs of the people, it's not technically sound, it's not implementable, then people will know that you are not, what should I say, for real. But I am saying that we are for real. We are going to be very simple, at the same time sharp in what we do.
Okay, but you do know that you look like former President John Mahama. Has anybody told you that?
I'm not aware of that.
Oh, you do. You sort of look like him, and you kind of similar mannerisms. That's my personal observation.
I see.
But anyway, I'll give you this opportunity to speak to the camera as though you're speaking to NDC people,
Yes.
who you are hoping to lead.
Yes.
And I'm curious to hear how you want to present your message to them, how you want to present yourself to them, and why they should once again take you seriously in this contest.
Well, I would say that I've heard of the issues facing the party, the difficulties, the shortcomings of the party, and what leadership has not been able to do. I am promising that when I'm elected as the flag bearer of the NDC, I'm going to work for the grassroots. I'm going to work for the branches to grow. I'm going to work for the branches to thrive, whether we are in power or not. And I'm going to work for a stronger NDC that will win back power and make Ghana better.
Okay, a stronger NDC. Even though that was supposed to be the final word, let me just quickly chip this in. What is wrong with the party, you think?
We, as I said, we are suffering from, what should I say, the 8-year election cycle, where people in power feel so comfortable as to forget that it is the party that carries the government into power. So we need to go back to our roots, which is the grassroots, and make it stronger, and everybody agrees. So that is what we are doing. That's what we've been doing since 2016.
So as of now, that was when the party was in power. As of now,
yes.
What are the things, the ills of the party? What are the things that's working against the party as we speak now?
I think that the most important thing is party unity. If we are able to come together and build a strong force, we will win power.
You are an ardent follower of the former President John Rawlings?
Yes.
He's one of your political godfathers?
What I want to see in the NDC is a respect for everybody. All the vice presidents we have, all the presidents we've had must be respected and must be given their place of honor. And I think that unity is an effort. We must work towards it, and we must not stop working towards it. So therefore, in everything I do, I will want to involve him. I will want to involve ex-President Mahama as well. I will want to involve past party chairmen. I will want to involve the cadres, and I want to involve the least person in the NDC, so that we all have that sense of belonging, of working for the organization which we all think holds the best, or should I say, promise for the better Ghana we are all looking for.
Do you have Mr. Rawlings' blessing to run?
I have met him, and he has encouraged me to continue to do what I'm doing.
Agbemeva was to be flag bearer of the NDC.